Welcome to The Nation. I'm Rachel Smalley. The Reserve Bank's proposal to restrict low equity mortgages seems likely to be introduced in the next couple of months. And Prime Minister John Key has admitted first-home buyers are unlikely to be exempt, despite his earlier hopes they would be. Key says the Auckland housing market can't be left unchecked for the sake of the entire economy. We're going to talk about the options for cooling down the current housing market frenzy. But first, our reporter Tony Ng visited some open homes to find out just how expensive Auckland has become.
OK, Tony, come on in. It's quite spacious.
Real estate agent Roshni Snami has been in the business just over a year and now averages around 4 sales a month.
So basically you can see it's quite a typical townhouse layout. We've got the
she works in Royal Oak, a small central Auckland suburb about 10 kilometres from the city centre and nestled close to the posh suburb of Epsom.
The bathroom, it's just a standard bathroom, but it's always nice to have good light and an outside window.
And it's where this 3-bedroom townhouse sold for $475,000.
Standard house. Okay, so just coming.
So what will a little more money buy? Say $500,000.
And through the
Here's
living
another
room.
property
So
in Royal Oak.
With this property, the CV for 2011 is $415,000, but our price expectation would be, from kind of early to mid fives and upwards. Okay, Tony, come on through.
You'd think $1 million should buy a pretty impressive place.
So what we've got here is 3 bedrooms.
This is another central Auckland suburb, Hillsborough. Nice enough, but certainly not flash.
And probably one of the nicest features of the property is the deck out the back. We'll just have a quick look.
And this is what $1 million buys here. But note, the value in this property is the potential to subdivide.
Mount Mangere across.
Roshni Sami sees a lot of Chinese buyers in her part of Auckland and says some are being loaned money by Chinese banks. And that's been confirmed to us by other agents in Auckland.
It's my understanding that Chinese banks are now lending against properties in New Zealand, which is unusual. For example, we couldn't get a mortgage from an Australian bank on a property in New Zealand, right? So that would definitely be advantaging people that can access those loans. And my understanding is that they're at lower rates, but you'd need to check that.
Okay, so Tony, if you
Meet Simon Short, Bailey's regional manager. He's watched Mount Albert transform from a state house suburb into $1 million area.
come on through here. And we've got this lovely open plan kitchen living area. A real feature I think for this home is that family quality where you've got the ability for mum and dad to be able to see what's going on in the backyard while still being in here entertaining.
So for a house like this, what do you expect it to sell for?
We'd be expecting a property like this to sell from $1 million upwards, given the location, particularly the proximity to the inner city as well. So all those sorts of things culminate together, and hence why there is so much interest for a property like this.
And this is what $1 million plus will get you. A nice buy as long as you don't mind a cross lease and sharing a driveway with your neighbour. This house is marketed at first home buyers and young families.
Great location, it's conducive for a young family or someone that's trying to get into the market.
Who can expect to pay more than $600,000 for a home with a deck but no garden.
Out here, lovely covered veranda porch area here. We've got obviously the entertaining deck here, which has been tastefully done. We've had 56 groups of buyers through here already. We've had interest from those buyers from 600,000. So, you know, plenty of interest given the sort of cross-section of the marketplace and that affordability range.
Come through, Tony.
The average number of properties for sale in Auckland has dropped from 16,000 in 2008, at the height of the last property boom, to just around 7,000. On to the top end of the market. This house is in the wealthy suburb of Takapuna. It has a CV of $1.25 million. It's sold for $2.3 million.
So it's just one of those properties that it wouldn't surprise me to see somebody just land bank and wait and see. It's that old real estate cliche. Don't wait to buy good real estate. Buy good real estate and wait.
Andrew North has been an auctioneer for the last 13 years. In his time, he's seen 3 property booms and watched as auctions have become one of the most popular ways to sell a house.
Certainly the offices that I'm involved in, we would be auctioning in excess of 50% of our properties.
So buyers, good luck in your buying decision.
We saw Andrew in action later that night. Not everyone was there to buy. Some buyers told us they were there to do their homework and how to get a good deal.
Silence's permission to sell at $5.90, and it is...
Megan Fraser was relieved to win the auction.
Sold, well bought.
She and her husband have sold their first home and desperately needed to buy. She says if the proposed loan restrictions are introduced, she wouldn't have been able to buy this place.
I think for first home buyers it's definitely not going to help them out at all, especially even with me and my husband buying our second home in this market. If that had come in, it would have really limited what we could have brought. We would have probably gone from a 3-bedroom to maybe a 1 or 2 bedroom in this market.
It is going. Sold in front. Congratulations, sir. Well bid. Now you can do that, man. Well done.
But she says home buyers should have hope.
We walked in tonight nervous, but we wanted to be, positive about it, but we didn't expect to walk out with a house. And hey, we got the best outcome we could. So yeah, just keep going, I say.
Tony Ng reporting there, and that story was edited by Hitendra Patel.